I said this video was coming. Here it is. I'm not gonna review the series until like season 1's finished, and if I don't like season 1, I will not continue with this show. But I did finish episode 1. I'll do a video on episode 2, and then we'll do kind of a review of the whole season overall. But if you don't know what I'm talking about, High School Musical, the series, the musical, I think that's it. Why is such a long title? Just call it High School Musical, the series. Like, it's just easier to say. There's no point in adding all that other crap. But when I heard this was announced, I was like, okay, this could be interesting. I was planning to use Disney Plus to watch the High School Musical series because I believe the Blu-rays are out of print. And I kind of didn't want to buy these thinking I might not like them. Like, I don't know. I haven't seen High School Musical, so this is not from a fan of this franchise perspective. This is just me watching this, knowing that the movies exist, but having not watched them and knowing what they're about. Mostly because the show explains it. But yeah, I know that High School Musical is pretty popular. I know there's a Sharpay movie and all this crap. I don't know. I'll check it. Maybe I'll check it out. I don't know. Point is, I'm going to talk about this though. So what this series is kind of what it is this, where High School Musical was filmed, there's a new drama teacher and she wants to do a stage version of High School Musical at the school where High School Musical was filmed. And so it's kind of it's kind of like the style of The Office, but for High School Musical, which does not work. First of all, this is a Disney production, so that means they cannot go. Like, I feel like this is a show that if they were going to go that style, because that style is more realistic, so these kids would have to swear and do things that are more realistic to actual kids their age. And they cannot do that, because this is a Disney production, and it functions like a Disney Channel original. It's shot like a Disney Channel original. The most they'll have is like a zoom like they do in The Office. You know, they're like zooming on Jim's face, but like, it's still so neat and nice looking that it doesn't even feel real. And the interviews, same thing. Like, they barely even use the interview thing, and they don't even use it for joke purposes, really. It's kind of dumb that this show was put together in that style, because they don't use that style. This is just off of the first episode. It could use it more in the next episode, but I didn't see that in this episode. And the style was so off-putting, because at the end, like, there's one of the characters goes, "Oh, blank is gonna get real," and I'm like, okay, but is this for like more mature, or is it a Disney Channel original style show? Because it's put together like it's a Disney Channel original show, except on a streaming service. I can't tell which audience, what it's made for, what it's doing. It's not good enough to where an adult or somewhere close to that could really get into it. But it's also not geared towards kids entirely either. So it's kind of this weird middle ground. I don't know what it's going for. I don't know what it's doing. And on the one hand, this sounds like an interesting idea on paper, but they're just not doing it right. And you really couldn't do it right because it's Disney. If this was maybe on ABC, maybe, or Hulu or something, they made like a more adult kind of take on High School Musical with like the kids swearing and things, and actual realistic kid things that get involved with like having arguments with parents over phones and things, stuff like that. I would be all for something like that. Not that I'm saying you have to have cussing to be, good, but I'm saying that just it it would help if there was a little bit more for me, because that's just how kids I know talk. That's all they talk. That's just how they talk, you know. And I'm just saying, it's more, and that's kind of what the style is. I mean, you gotta remember, The Office is a funny show, but some of those characters are super realistic, and they're kind of. That's why I don't like watching the show too much. It kind of makes me uncomfortable at times. And of course, there's over the top, like Michael Scott and Dwight, but those characters are meant to be realistic situations that are a little bit over the top, of course, but and it's filmed and put together in a natural way. This is not. The singing was quite terrible because it was auto-tuned, and they would have like. This is a thing that's always hated. I've always hated since I was little. Every Disney Channel original thing, when they start singing, it's like, why are you zooming in on their face, their lips? If you don't want them to actually sing, and you want to do it this way and auto-tune it and do all that crap, why are you zooming in on their face so I can clearly see that their lips aren't moving correctly, or they're just not even singing? Why would you do that? Like, that's they're lip singing. That's what they're doing. So I don't understand here. What's the purpose of that? I think it's really, really stupid. And in this show, it's like more noticeable than it's honestly ever been. Like, there's a whole part where they're auditioning, they're singing, and it's just like, this is the most fake singing I've ever heard. Like, I don't even think these actors who actually did the actual actors were actually the ones singing the stuff, like in a recording studio or whatever, and then they edited the crap together. I feel like it was, they had someone else do it and then they edited it in there, but it does not feel like their voices. It feels unnatural, and I don't like it. I don't know. This just does not appeal to me. Not only because I've never seen High School Musical, and maybe I'd be a fan if I did, but that wouldn't really help, honestly. But, the style of this is just not well done. This feels like a Glee, but trimmed down and neutered to be like a little kid show, except it's trying to be an adult show at the same time. So it's trying to be both. And it can't do that, so what do we got? Well, we got a whole lot of confusion and who is this aimed for crap. I'm not going to harp on it too much because it's not terrible. It's just it could have been done better. Or just not been done in this style, so that way I'm like kind of taken aback by the style that they're using. Let me know if you guys want to see me do videos about some of the Disney Channel shows that I kind of grew up with and I used to watch. Because I know Wizards of Waverly Place is on there, and Crash and Bernstein's on there, and those were two of my favorite Disney Channel shows. I used to watch them on Netflix, actually, and they took them off of Netflix, and I was super sad. I'm like, especially Crash and Bernstein, because like Wizard of Waverly Place, there were some episodes that they put on DVDs and things like that. There was a way to get a hold of those episodes, but with Crash and Bernstein, there's only like 2 seasons, no way to get a hold of them. So it just made me kind of sad that happened. I really love that show. Well, loved. I can't say I love it now because it's been several years. It might be completely awful now. I guarantee Wizards of Waverly Place isn't that great anymore. But, and there's Good Luck Charlie, which was one I was a big fan of. There were lots of, shows on Disney Channel that I was a fan of. I've actually never seen Lizzie McGuire. Let me know if you want me to do a video on that and stuff like that. I would like to do that. I don't know if my audience would respond to that. I mean, I couldn't do reviews of these shows because it would just be a series of videos me bashing something, because most likely they aren't good anymore. But if I did like videos just talking about what I watched and what I thought of these and do I think they hold up now, kind of retrospectives, I guess. I think that could be a lot of fun, and it's also me revisiting something that I used to really like and seeing if it holds up, and if it doesn't, I kind of want to try that out. And I'm not sure how my audience would respond to that, but let me know what you guys think, and I'm gonna check for Fish Hooks and see if it's on Disney Plus. If you remember that show, we are best friends.